All right, guys. We're slowly going to get started. Um, I see some people added the notes taker to this meeting. We are also going to record this video, so everything will be in our help desk later on as well. Well, first of all, thanks everyone for joining. We are very excited for you to share our launch with us today. We have been building our platform Twin AI for over 2 years. So basically, when ChatGPT was launched, we started building Twin AI. The two technical founders that we have, they used to have a different company before in which they built mobile apps. And during time, our focus shifted. So we went from building mobile apps and we started focusing more on building Twin AI. But that is basically how the company started. So we have, well, I could say a good group of developers. They have been with us for, I think, at least 5 years or more. And like I said, their focus shifted from building apps towards Twin AI. Twin AI is a new tool. And well, please excuse us. There might be still some bugs in there. But like I said, we're very excited to join with you to share with you our launch. You are the first users. We spent a lot of time and effort on building the platform. One special shout out to one of our developers. It's his birthday today. I noticed how excited he was this morning when we sang a happy birthday song to him. He loves being in the spotlight. So once again, the last time today, Duke, happy birthday to you, man. Let's see if everything works correctly. All right. So I just told you about the two technical founders that we have. You can see one of them in the middle. It's Simon, and Simon will be the, well, I want to say host, but he is our moderator for today. So Simon is the CTO, and well, basically you can't build a company with only technical people. So that's why Wout, which you can see on the right-hand side over here, joined us as well. He is our commercial officer, so mainly in charge of marketing and sales. He will be doing the last part of the presentation. And at last but not least, it's me on the left-hand side. You can see, well, my name is Roel van Beem. I am the project manager of Twin AI. Once you have questions after the meeting, you'll probably end up having contact with me or my other colleague, Luz, who isn't on this stream, by the way. I know she's in here as well. So, yes, there it is. So today's course is going to be about client acquisition. It's going to be about building workflows. We're going to get through the first part, our AI insights. We're going to get through that pretty quick because we really want to take you to where the magic happens, which is the first building your first AI automation and LinkedIn and sales. Like I said, we're going to start with this part, AI insights. Then we're going to go to the first AI automation that you are going to build. This part will mainly be 3 short videos, about 10 minutes each. I recorded those videos beforehand just because it's a little bit less error sensitive. We've kept them to, like I said, around 10 minutes each. So there's room for questions in between. If questions become too technical, Simon, like I said, our CTO will jump in and answer them, might answer them after the meeting, because of documentation and sending code and stuff like that. The third part is LinkedIn and sales. Wout actually is live. He is in the UVA. I am here in the office. So Wout recorded a short video as well. His part is about 7 to 8 minutes. Everything that we are going to share is in our help desk as well. There's not per se the need to take notes. but we are going to build our first workflow together. On to the next slide. All right. So like I said, first part, we're going to get through that quite quickly because really want you to show how you can build your first workflow. AI is going to be a huge market. I assume you're all here because you want to have, well, some piece of that pie. So do we as Twin AI. AI probably has the potential to automate about 60 to 70% of employees' time today. I made a quick calculation for myself. If I had Twin AI at my last employer or my previous employer, before Twin AI, obviously, I could have saved around, I think, 40 hours per month. So what I did is I handled group trainings. I organized group trainings. I had an intake call with my customer, and working that call out took me about 10 minutes. At about 25 group training requests per week, it could save me 20 hours per month. Then I have my inbox, probably 1 hour a day, which is 20 hours a month as well. So if I had Twin AI, I could automate both of those processes and it would have saved me 20 hours. Oh, I'm sorry, 40 hours in total per month. One thing that, well, particularly Wout sees when he's scrolling through LinkedIn is 3 new major roles. And I hope you at least somehow can identify yourself in one of these roles. So it's either an AI automation expert. We listened to your feedback when you subscribe yourself for these workshops. Lots of people mentioned they want to become a freelancer or a consultant. This is one of the roles we definitely see a lot. You have the chief automation officer, which usually is part of the management team and or a manager. And then you have the business owner of a certain process, like I was when I was organizing group trainings at my previous employer. You can automate stuff. And when I was, well, the manager of the group trainings, it was really my part. I really knew what I could automate with my current job. So I want to invite you as well to ask yourself which work you can automate. So of course, I've come up with some examples. The support department can automate working out phone calls, writing emails. Sales can automate editing or sending out offers or invoices. Consultants, for example, we are very strong in applying for grants. So you have these companies that write grant applications for the European Union or the Dutch government. This used to be a process of weeks. A subsidy consultant used to spend weeks on writing a grant application. Now with Twin AI's platform, they can get to 95% of the end result with a workflow that runs for 10 to 15 minutes. So those are some examples that you can use to, well, to automate. Another example that I really love is you have technical engineers, right? So handyman, they're super technical. It's a bit of a generalization. They're not too good at logging stuff in the CRM system. So we have built a platform in which the technical engineers basically can call a phone number or leave a voice message in WhatsApp. It's a 100% answer rate because AI answers the phone and they can basically tell how the meeting went. And then the CRM system is automatically updated. So when the technical engineer goes from one meeting to the next meeting, he just calls a phone number and his meeting is logged in the CRM system. Like I said, we're going to get through this part quite quick, but the next thing I want to mention is find your domain knowledge. Like I was the expert at my last employer with group trainings. You have your domain knowledge as well. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a consultant, whatever, you have a specific part that you're great in. And I always say that when you're building your workflow in Twin AI, you have to build your workflow as if you're onboarding an intern, as if you're onboarding a new colleague. So that's how specific your workflow can be. Combine those two, your knowledge between AI's automation, and you can build automations that will save you so much time. I think we have two more slides before we're going to get to the first movie. Some people, beforehand, I mentioned Bout, commercial officer. Some people get on a call with Bout, and well, basically the first question is, do I still have a job in a few years? Well, Bout's answer always is, of course you do. What I'm trying to say to you is if you want to get clients, explain that human input still matters. I already said it, like treat it as if you're onboarding a colleague. Recently, I was on a call with Wout, and we lost this lead because, well, in my opinion, two false arguments. So the first false argument that he gave was we want to bring knowledge to our employees. My immediate response was, but if you automate like 30% of your work, you just have to find a different way, right? To bring the knowledge to your employees. The second, well, in my opinion, non-argument that he gave was, I want to have control over the process. I already explained it. You have perfect control over the process. Treat the workflow as if you're onboarding a colleague. So you just have exact control over the process. You just have to find a different way to teach people what the process is. All right. Before you implement an AI integration in your company or at your clients or whatever, make sure to manage your expectations. So probably the first workflow that you are going to build is going to get you around 80% of the end result. Then you need to improve it. You're going to get to 85, maybe 90%. And after 3 or 4 improvements or iterations, you will get to about 95% of the desired end result. Basically, what I'm trying to say is when you're in contact with a client, don't promise the moon just yet. Or as we say in Dutch, don't promise golden mountains. Let's see. Last slide before we go on to the next, the first movie. Improve, improve, improve. I'm not sure where you are located. We are located in Amsterdam. The housing situation in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands could be better. Real estate agents, they often make a joke that the value of your house is defined by the 3 L's: location, location, location. We as Twin AI say that the worth of your workflow is defined by the 3 I's: improve, improve, improve. So iterate and or improve your workflow around 3 times. You are going to have the best results. When you iterate, you obviously need input from your clients or from your colleagues. And well, one of the reasons is because your result will get better. Other reason is because they need to feel ownership. I am going to find the first video that I recorded for you. What you can do in the meantime is record a short audio file. Say something like, I'm going to build my first Twin AI automation. Make sure it's available on your laptop or something like that. And if you want to, you can build your first workflow while watching the video. Like I said, it's 3 videos in total, all around 10 minutes each. And in between, obviously, there is room for questions. I'm going to get the first video now. Something else. I think this is the wrong screen. I'm going to explain to you how you can build a workflow that gets you from an audio file to a personalized development plan. So in this case, one coach and one coachee are talking to each other. And I am the writer, I am a co-worker of the coach, and I am going to get the audio file, write everything down, and write a personalized development plan for the coachee. This would take me about 2 to 3 hours, but with the workflow that we are going to build, this is just a matter of seconds, maybe 1 minute maximum, but that's about it. So instead of having to write everything down, stick to the criteria and write a personalized development plan, we're just going to build one workflow that takes care of this. The end result is something that I will show you now. So you can see that your company logo will be shown here. Obviously, in this example, it's just Twin AI. You can see the personal development plan of XXX. It's all anonymous. It's all fictional data. It's not real. There are three different topics that the coach and the coachee will discuss in the coaching talk. First part is talents. This is one chapter. Thus, in our workflow, it will be one prompt. There is growth potential, and there are at last growth suggestions. So these are the three things that we will discuss in our workflow. We're going to build one for this. Like I said, instead of taking my time, work about 2 to 3 hours to get the audio into a coaching, a personal development plan. This is just a matter of seconds. I assume you all have an account by now. If you don't, you can go to the website that's visible in your screen and hopefully in the chat as well. You can click on the I'm new tab over here on the right hand side, and you can just fill in your personal details. You can click on the get started for free button over here. And for everyone that's joining this workshop and creates an account right now, gets 20 credits or 20 euros for free that you can actually build a lot with on our platform. I'm going to show you later how expensive it is to build this workflow that I just showed you or just told you about. But for 20 euros you get from us, you can build a lot of stuff. You can go to the login tab over here on the left-hand side. Obviously, I already have an account. I will go for my own account. Click on login, and you should see something like this. So you can scroll down. You can see create your first workflow. Of course, this button will disappear when you've created your first workflow. So that's why I usually go and click on new over here. Like you can see in the top right hand corner, no, in the top right corner, I have 200 euros, 200 credits available to spend on the platform. This is a nice round number, so I can show you later how expensive it is. If you want to manually add credits, I would just suggest you visit our help desk because it's, well, pretty easy. I'm not going to show you in this video. You can click on a new button over here. And once I do that, I am in the editor screen, so I can build workflows over here. On the left-hand side, you can see the different options that we have. We have an AI section, logic, run, template, etc., etc. On the right-hand side, you can see the general workflow settings. When I click on the prompt block over here, which is shown by default when you build a new workflow, you can see that you're one layer deeper in your workflow. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on workflow settings again, or click on the background of your workflow, and you're in the general settings of your first workflow. I know this workflow is going to get a coaching talk to personal development plan. And just a reminder, once again, it's all anonymized, it's all fictional, it's not real data. You can add a description over here. Might come in handy when you are going to share this workflow with colleagues, with clients, etc. Same when you make it publicly accessible. So underneath the general settings, you have the advanced settings, and you have publicly accessible, which means that everyone can start using your workflow, obviously, if they have the link available. And you can enable a scheduled run. So you can pick if you want this workflow to run every minute, every hour, every day, week, month, etc. The second tab of the workflow's general settings is input. I know the input is going to be a coaching talk, so I'm just going to type in coaching talk over here, click the plus button or click enter, and now it appears over here. We obviously know the coaching talk is a talk, it's not text, it's a file, because the coaching talk is a file that the coach will upload. Click on the drop-down menu. Sometimes when I record the video, drop-down menus aren't shown, so I might paste it in later. But we are going to select file over here, and that's about it. The output of your workflow usually is the last block of your workflow, right? Because we are going to build a workflow that gets the audio, the coach to coachee talk, to a personalized development plan. So the expected output data is either a development plan, but for clarity, I'm going to name it last block now. Click enter again. We have to connect the last block to this part to get the output of the workflow. Then I'm going to use a transcribe. So I can type to search in the left-hand side. I know it's transcribe. If you're new in the platform, I suggest you open this tab AI, scroll down until you find the right thing that you're looking for. We are looking for transcribe. So you just click it and drag it over here. And there you can see that I'm in the block, right? The transcribe block, one layer deeper than the workflow settings. Transcribe is from audio to text. That's how I am going to name it now. Input, I can select different things like the model. This is the first pro tip that I'm going to give you. You can use all the models that we have available at Twin AI. So when I click on the drop down menu, once again, might not show, I'm probably going to edit it in later. You can select Whisper from OpenAI, you can select Google Gemini, you can select Assembly. Choose experiment with using the different models, because then you're just going to get best possible output. So for now, I'm just going to go with Assembly AI. For file, I have to connect the data source because we know that for the transcribe, we need to use the input of the workflow. So just gonna click connect data source. There's one thing that I can select. It's a coaching talk. So I just select it, click on connect, and there it is. The coaching talk, the input of the workflow, is connected to the transcribe block, which is the first block of our workflow. There's a prompt section underneath. I can clear some things up. Usually there's two people talking. Take this into account. Click save over here and the right. Language, you can type in English, EN if it's English, DE for German, NL for Dutch, obviously. You have to choose an abbreviation. We don't have to do anything with the new settings item because we've connected the coaching talk. Output is the output that you will get from this specific block. If you click on results, you get the results of the whole workflow. If you click on the block itself, click on output, you see just the output of this block. I'm going to upload a file now, which I'm going to cut out of this video, and then we'll see the first results.
All right, guys, I believe that was the first explainer video. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. I saw some questions in the chat already. If we are going to work with Mistral AI in the future, I'm not 100% sure, but Simon probably knows the answer. It's on the roadmap to be added in the coming months or weeks. But in the next explainer video, I will also tell you that, well, most of the largest AI models that are launched will be within our platform in 2 to a maximum of 4 weeks. So in the next video, I believe, you can see that we've added, I don't know, 20, 25, maybe even 30 different AI models. So yeah, we're probably going to add it. The API question from Leander, thanks, by the way, good question. I'm going to leave that one up to, I think Simon already answered it. No, well, there it is. But now I'm going to show you the second video. If you have any questions in between, like I already said, just keep them coming. I forgot to mention that at the end of the workshop at 3 o'clock, I obviously will still be around. Same for Simon. So if you have time left after 3 o'clock, just stick around, have time for a more informal chat. Maybe some more people will stay in this, in this meeting link, and we can just continue our talk. I'm going to get our second video. Let's hope that technique won't leave us again. I share my screen. And there it is.
I've gone ahead on the right-hand side in the top corner over here. I clicked on publish and then I clicked on run. I added a coaching talk, which is just a template. This is probably the last time I'm going to say this, but this is all fictional data. Another pro tip, if you click on store this data for reuse in the future, you don't have to upload the same file every single time again. I strongly recommend doing this because you are going to test your workflow a lot of times just to make sure there aren't or there are at the least amount of errors in there. So when you click on templates, coaching talk or workshop, when you click on run now, it's actually going to start running. I can go back and the workflow will just continue running. Might fail because this block is still in there. I'm going to delete this block. Need to click on edit first. Make this mistake a lot of times. Click on delete. And in the meantime, I can check if the results are already there. Results, there are no runs found because we didn't connect any outputs to the workflows over here. But here you can see that we do have some results. So input, this is the output. It's nice, it's working. Now we know that we have the transcribe from this block. You can see the output, it's over here. Like I said, the personal development plan contains 3 different chapters. So we're going to add 3 different prompt blocks. There are several ways that you can do this. You can click on the plus over here. You can go to AI over here, select the right one and click and drag, or you can type the search prompt over here. So prompt, I'm going just to click and drag it. I can click on the plus, scroll down, select prompt as well, and then you can see it's automatically connected with each other. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that one more time because I know we're going to have 3 different chapters. Prompt, go there. Connecting them is as easy as clicking and dragging. So the first chapter of our personal development plan is about talents. The second chapter is where the potential is to grow. And the third chapter is how you can grow. So I've renamed all 3 prompts just for clarity. Like I already said before, give clear names to the blocks so it's clear what you're selecting later. I can click on input over here, and just like with the transcribe block, I can select which model I want to use. I'm gonna say one more time, experiment with using different models. We have loads of them, as you can see, if the dropdown is loading. And for the talents prompt, I'm gonna go with O3 Mini because that's the most recent model that has been launched. Like I already said, we try to implement all new models within 2 weeks. And the talents prompt is the most important. So I'm going to use the the newest model for this. There's a prompt, which I obviously prepared already. So I'm going to go to another screen, which you cannot see, and copy the prompt. All right, I'm going to paste it in here, and you can see the criteria for this chapter. I can scroll down, and you can see it's just some basic prompting. More about it later. I can click on save, and I'm going to do the same for growth potential. I'm going to pause this video, add the other prompts, and see you in a bit. So there I am again. I added the prompts for growth potential and growth suggestions as well. Like I said, it's just criteria for this particular chapter. When I click on talents, O3 mini, click on growth potential, ChatGPT 4.0, and here as well. So we have to connect the transcribe, so the audio to text, to this prompt as well. First step that we have to take is by clicking from one plus to the other, so we get the line over here. The second way that we have to do that is by adding a new settings item over here. So you just go to the block, the talents block that we're currently in, scroll down and add a new settings item. So we're going to have the text from the coaching talk. So text from coaching talk. I can add the K, probably it's too long. Oh, there it is. And click enter or the plus, and it shows here. We need to connect this block to this. So I'm going to click on connect data source. And instead of being able to select just one, I can select a second one now. From audio to text, it's the block output from the transcribe prompt. Block output, connect. Same with growth potential. Like I said, I love clarity, so I'm going to copy this, add a new settings item for growth potential as well, paste it, connect data source. It's from audio to text. Same with growth suggestions, scroll down, text from coaching talk, connect data source, block output from the transcribe block, click on connect, there it is. Third thing that you have to do, next to connecting the lines and adding it as a settings item, is add it to the prompt, because you want your AI model to know that he or she, whatever, needs to use the this input. So in the prompt, I already mentioned it, add the transcript here. How do you do that? By opening with two brackets, copying this again, paste it there, and closing it off with two brackets as well. Copy it, save. Same with growth potential. Open the prompt block, scroll down a bit because I know that's where it is. Add the transcript here. And you can see text from coaching talk. Save, growth suggestions, open the prompt block, and add the transcript here. Oh, there it is. Click on save. So just in the power of repetition, when you are building this workflow, you should connect the transcribe in three different ways. Add it to the prompt like we just did. Add it as a settings item like we just did over here. And by connecting the lines with each other. So now I'm going to show you partly how expensive it is to run a part of this workflow. So I'm going to go back general on this workflow, general, and I can click on run block. I will do that now. I have to select a model. It's O3 mini. By the way, this is being fixed by our developers as we speak because I already selected the model beforehand. Click on run now, and you can see that I selected Open AI O3 mini from audio to text. This is the prompt that I've added, and the results will be visible in just a bit. I will go back to the Twin AI logo over here, and you can see we just spent 3 euro cents by getting the transcribe and the talents block. So it's only 3 euro cents. So I'm just going to make a quick estimate. I think the whole workflow is going to be 10 euro cents maximum. Compare that to the 2 to 3 hours that I usually should work to get the audio file to a personal development plan. And you can see it's just a quick win.
All right, so I assume you guys can all hear me now again. So after this, we're going to go to the third and last video of how to build your workflow. But first, I have some question, or at least one question that I want to ask you. So I built a workflow that gets the explainer video that I just showed you, and that rebuilds it into one help desk article and one full transcription. So I've built this workflow, tested it about 10 to 15 times, used different models to transcribe the video to the full text, and then tested different models to get the full transcript into a help desk article. I can show you the, is it? I show you the workflow that I've built right here. So my question to you would be, how much euro do you think that I've spent on building this workflow? So it gets the video that I just showed you, it transcribes it, writes a help desk article, gives me the full transcript back as well. I added one help desk article that I've written before, and this will all be written into a Word document. Already used it 5 times, tested it about 15 times while building it. How much money do you think I spent in building this? I can see some reasonable guesses here. You can see €9, 2.5, €3, €5. What actually is closest together with caffeine? It was about €4 in total. So I built the whole workflow, transcribed 5 explainer videos to help desk articles, got the full transcript, tested it 15 times. And now every single time that I make an explainer video, I will just get a help desk article and the full transcript immediately. I think the costs in total now per help desk article that I get in return is about 15 euro cents now. So that's how much you can do with the 20 euros that we just gave you as a credit. You can build an experiment a lot. I see we're close to running out of time, so I'm going to get the third explainer video of this day, the last one. There it is. Let me share my screen again, obviously. All right. Like I said, this is the last explainer video of how
So welcome once again. I hope you're all just as excited as I am still. So now we are going to get all the prompt blocks together. Like I said, publish and run it a few times in between, just to make sure that your output is still correct. So the output of the workflow obviously is still the last block, so it's not available yet. So if I'm going to click on run, I won't see any results, but we do see the output over here. So I can click on run block just to test this block. ChatGPT 4.0, I have to put in the prompt as well. Like I said, that's being fixed, but please keep on testing, keep on running when you're building your workflow. So, like I said, the development plan is eventually going to be a Word document, as I just showed you in the beginning. And I know that it's a utility. You can type the search word. I know it's not visible. Write, oh, there it is, or doc. Like I said, I'm going to make this error lots of times. You have to click on edit first. Write, doc, drag it over there, and then connect these 3 blocks, because these 3 chapters will be the output that I want to have in the personal development plan. So write development plan, just for clarity, rename it immediately. The input that I have, we have to upload a file over here. I will do that later, and you can see and find more information about that in the help desk. It's some kind of technical, and that's actually also the power of Twin AI. We have a bunch of great developers. They are constantly improving our platform. So we're making this easier to get the formatting, to get this part much easier. I don't have to refer you to the help desk anymore later on, but for now, please check our help desk. Add a new settings item over here. So I know that these three different blocks will be the input of the development plan. So I know one chapter is talents. I know one chapter is growth potential. And I know one chapter is growth suggestions. Click enter or the plus here again. Talents, connect the data source. Like I said, click and drag is the first part, connect data source. And now there's more that I can pick from. Talents, the block output, connect. Same with growth potential. Oh, sorry. Same with growth potential, connect data source, growth potential. If you can't see it, scroll down a bit. Growth potential, growth suggestions, scroll. Oh, do it again. So growth suggestions, connect data source, growth suggestions, connected. So now you can see that the results of these three prompts, of these three prompt blocks, are connected to the right development plan part over here. I'm gonna upload a file, which I will cut out later. Like I said, check our help desk for more information about which file you should upload. So here I am again. I uploaded a file, which is a template. Basically, in the template, you should have exactly these parts. But like I said, more about that later in the help desk. So now I click on the background of my workflow because we have to select the output, which is the last block, right? So I'm just going to rename it for clarity. Expected output data is our development plan. Click on enter or the plus over here. And usually you should select the last block over here. You build towards the end result of your workflow, which probably, high likely, almost always is the last block of your workflow. I know this is just a temporary bug. Yesterday, it was still working like a charm, but this is also the superpower of Twin AI. Like I already said, we're constantly developing. We just published a new version of our app. So this is just a small bug that will be fixed right as we speak. When you click on connect data source in the general settings of your workflow, you should you should select the last block. When you do that, you will get the results that I showed you in the beginning. I can show them to you now again. So this is the result that you will get from this workflow. Let's head back to the workflow again, because I want to show you one more thing that's pretty important and gets the results of your workflow much better. Is we're going to add templates. So we're going to add some examples, some training data to test your workflow with, to train the workflow with. So I'm going to drag this one down and left a bit to create some space, to keep it clear and structured. So we're gonna train the talents prompt with an example that I already had in the past. And like I said, the development plan contains three different chapters. So it's important to split your training data. So the development plan that I'm going to use in this prompt per chapter. So the development plan as a whole, I split it up in three different templates, one for talents, one for growth potential, and one for growth suggestions. So that specifically the talents input, the talents template, will be used in the talents prompt. Same with these two. So I'm going to click on plus over here, and I'm going to select template. It's also underneath the section template on your left-hand side. I'm going to go for template. Boom, there it is. Okay, scroll up a little bit over here, template, click, there it is. Drag this one to the right a little bit. And there, the first template template. Oh, there it is. Okay, so drag this one to the right. The first template obviously is the template for talents. Template talents. Second template is the template for growth potential. Spelling error there. Oh, another one. Growth potential. Template 3 is growth suggestions. All right, so I already prepared 3 templates. When I click on the template over here, general settings, go to the second tab, input, you see the template. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste one example of talents right now. Might delete this later. Okay, and there it is. Click on save. I'm going to do the same for growth potential. Copy paste only specifically the growth potential part and put that in the growth potential template. Okay, and there it is. Same with growth suggestions. Only select the growth suggestions part and put that in the growth suggestions template. All right, so here it is. Then obviously we have to connect them, the templates, as a settings item as well. So this prompt will use text from coaching talk, transcribe, but also the template. So add a new settings item, and we are going to name this template talents. Enter, and I'm going to click connect data source. And instead of being able to select just one block output, you can see that I can select 2 block outputs now. So the template talents. Connect. Gonna do the same with growth potential. Add new settings item, template growth potential. Hit enter. Connect data source. It's the template growth potential. Same with growth suggestions. Template growth suggestions. Instead of hitting enter, I'm going to click the plus. Click on connect data source. Template growth suggestions, connect them. So now you have it. I've added 3 templates, one specific template per prompt to train our workflow with. So the output will become better and more likely the way that you want it to be. So when you add templates, it's important to know that when you do that, it's much better to add 3 to 6 good templates than adding like 10 mediocre ones. That's one vital thing that you have to know. Then we want the prompt to use the template as well. So we've added the talents prompt over here. Instead of adding it only as a settings item, we are also going to add it to the prompt. So we have the transcript, which we added like this. We're going to do the same for the template. So scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. All right, and there it is. Add the example or examples here. Open up with 2 brackets, template, talents, close it off. If I get an error because of a spelling error, you can see that there's a red area around it. So I'm just going to delete this because it's not useful. And there it is. Same with growth potential prompt, open it, scroll down at the example here. I'm going to copy this, open up with 2 brackets, paste it, close it off with 2 brackets, save it. Go to the growth suggestions, copy this, go to the prompt, at the example here, open 2 brackets, close 2 brackets. And you can see I didn't get any red borders or red background. So you see that it's connected successfully. The prompt, the AI tool now knows that we're going to use this template as an example. Okay, click save. I can click publish. I can click run. Once again, you can see the results in the top right corner. You can see the results per block by selecting one block. You can see that you're in the block instead of in the workflow settings. Click on the output field over here. You can click on this block. You can also see view block results over here. When you do that, you can see lots of different things. You can also see which model you used. So like I said, test different models, use OpenAI O3, use Gemini, use all of them. And eventually you're going to get the best results of your workflow. When I click on the 20i logo on the left top corner over here, you can see that currently I spent 3 euro cents. I've built this workflow before. I know that the costs of this workflow in total with the O3 mini model once and the ChatGPT 4.0 model twice using assembly AI for the transcribe block, in total it was 6 euro cents. So that's obviously very cheap. You can't do it yourself for that amount of money.
I was still muted. All right, here I am again. As you might know, it's almost 3 o'clock. We're running out of time right now. I'm still, nevertheless, happy to show you the last part of Bout, where you will explain how you can get clients via LinkedIn and use sales channels and how we can help you with that. Obviously, if you're out of time, then, well, we can force you to stay. But if you want to stay, we will be happy. After Wout's video, the last one, like I said, I will stick around so you can ask more questions. If more people stick around, then we can have a more informal chat. For now, I'm going to show the last video. Downloaded the video, but then, of course, my technology left me. Okay. Yes. Share my screen again. This one.
The last part of the training of today. We're going to jump a bit deeper into the sales part. If you want to become an AI automation engineer or you want to start your own AI automation company, you will need some clients. And yeah, we noticed that within companies, the pain is really big. So everybody's looking for AI solutions, AI automations, because it's the biggest threat and the biggest opportunity within their company. And what we notice is that if we send out 3 messages, we get 1 appointment from that. So that result is really good, I think. And I wanted to show you today how we manage that. So if I were you, I would change my LinkedIn a little. Just display that you are an AI automation expert. In your info part, you can write a bit more information. I will also copy paste this and send it in an email later today to everybody. You're also allowed to add Twin AI as your position, but please mention clearly that you're or a freelancer or an independent contractor or something like that. What we do is that we are looking for certain industries which are working a lot with AI automations. In the example of Roel earlier in this training, he was building some sort of report. So I thought, which other companies are using a lot of reports? That's mostly consulting companies, I thought. So if you go to consulting, and then, I just sent Maarten a message. And I think this is the most important part. So what you should do on LinkedIn is 1, add the person and change the message. So not sending in a direct message or anything else, just add them on LinkedIn, change the message to make it as direct and concrete as possible. So in this regard, it's like can I show you in a 20-minute demo how I can automate one of their biggest, opportunities or repetitive tasks, something like that. 3, keep it informal, so don't use any enters. The shorter the better. That's it. If you start selling AI automations, we always have a conversation with a possible client, and we ask them what's going on within their company, and we try to first spot all the automations which are possible. We also always ask the client, what are the things you think you can automate? But to spot all those automations is definitely one of the first challenges as a AI engineer, automation engineer. After that, we ask them how many hours they are putting into this task every week or every month. We ask them what is 1 hour of an employee worth, so internal costs or something. And then we can easily calculate how many hours, how many money it's costing them on a monthly basis versus the cost of building the automation. And what we often see is that within a few weeks or within a few months, they already got their money back. So the ROI is in AI automations very, very quick. So that's why I always use that part within my sales conversations. The second one is a bit more difficult to explain, but at the moment, AI is, of course, sometimes also making mistakes, but within way less. And also after a period of time, and you have seen that it's working well, then it's also resolved. But human error is always there. So I don't know how much the cost of human error is for a certain mistake, but always make that very clear to them. So if you have an opportunity to solve a problem within your organization, but also to remove the human error, that's very helpful, I think, for certain companies. Last is explain to them as well that there's in the beginning, especially a human in the loop. So it's somebody who is in control, who can check the output, can check if everything is going well. And after a few months of a human in the loop, you will notice that the mistakes are filtered out. So then a human has to do less instead of being actively involved. Within your sales calls, you can ask everything to your client and tell them that you also have a direct line with Twin AI, and that we are there to also support you, but also to support your client. So if you have a pretty complex automation you want to build and you don't know how to do that, just give us a call and we're happy to take a look with you. And if it's a lot of work from our side, we have to look how we can charge the client a small amount for the hours put in. But most important is that you feel confident that we will support you and we will help you in every step of the way. And that's also important for today. We really want to do this together with all of you, and we also want to help you as much as possible. So also let us know what you are looking for and how we can support you better. So if you would really like to have a very extensive sales training, for example, we can definitely plan a day and just go through it step by step. This is a bit of a quicker tutorial. Or it's also possible if you say like, well, I want you to help me and jump on a sales call together with one of your clients. Also happy to help out. Please also add me on LinkedIn. I will add my LinkedIn account in the email later today. Okay, thank you all, and keep in touch.
All right, so if I'm correct, everybody can see and hear me again. This was the last part, the last video that we wanted to show you. Like I already said, please stick around if you want to for a more informal chat. I can see there are over 50 participants here, so it might be a very cozy and gezellige meeting. Simon shared the link for our Slack environment. And also might come in handy to know that next Tuesday, when you have started building your first workflow, next Tuesday at 2 p.m., we have a walk-in hour. So I will be there, a more technical colleague will be there. If you have a question that you want to share, just join this meeting. Maybe you can learn something from other people as well. But obviously, you're also reachable on support.twinai.nl via Slack. You can send us an email. I don't know, anything basically. Yeah, so that will be my last remark for today. Please join our Slack channel. Simon put in the link in the chat, and stick around if you want to have a more informal chat later on. Thanks again for joining, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute. Going to visit Simon in the other room. Be back soon. So there I am again. So I just discussed with Simon. He's probably going to answer all the questions in the chat. If you have any questions that you want to ask now, if you want to brainstorm, you want to brainstorm about a workflow that you want to build, just let me know. So if no one will break the ice, I will just talk about what we're going to do next week as well. So next week, we're going to build a little bit more complex workflow. So for example, if one coach is English and one coach is Dutch, how do you split that up in your workflow? If you want to transcribe multiple files into multiple development plans, I'm going to explain to you later how you will be able to do that, so you can write more development plans in just one go. I think that's not for me. So another thing that we can show you is how you can build a sub workflow. So imagine, right, there's one chapter in your development plan, or maybe in your grant application, that is so ridiculously complicated, you can build another workflow within your workflow. So you just go one layer deeper. Instead of building your main workflow, there's one separate sub workflow, which you can use to build your most complicated chapters. So you can really guardrail your prompting even more. So that's one of the things that we're going to discuss next week. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into prompting. And we have some tips and tricks for you on how to build the best possible workflow. Like I already said, you have 20 euros that you can spend on the platform. The workflow that I just showed you literally costs 10 euro cents now. So you can do a lot with the 20 euros that we just gave you. So Nathan just share the link. Let me check. No. So I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Ifeni. It's a great question, though. Yes, you can pass it on to Twin AI, and yes, you will get some commission for my effort, for your effort. Like you probably noticed, we're still a startup, so coming in with the technical problems. So we can definitely talk about the commission. We haven't done this before, so it's still very talkable. Obviously, we have a range in mind, but we can just discuss it with you. Yeah, so you will get a commission for that. Oh, and to add to that, by the way, still not sure how to pronounce your name, but to add to that, by the way, like Wout said in his video as well, he said, ask the customer how much time he's currently spending on what you're trying to automate. So for example, if I would take 2 hours to do a certain task, and now you can automate it in 10 minutes, you basically save over 1.5 hours of time. Try to calculate that into money. So maybe, I don't know, the colleague gets paid 25 euros per hour. So in total, you can save over 40 euros per time the workflow runs. Try to sell it for 10, 15, maybe 20 euros. And then, yeah, they still save 50%, and you can make a nice amount of money as well. You're welcome, Avi. See you next time. Bye-bye. So as there are still some people here, I might give a sneak preview of, or basically it's not even a sneak preview, but it's something that we built in the last couple of months. So we have this one client, they're called the Sales Studios. And the founder of the Sales Studios, he has over 20, maybe even 25 years of experience in sales. He also used to give sales trainings, traveled the world doing that. And basically what he did is he put all his knowledge into a workflow, or obviously several workflows. And we have built, well, the platform around it, that when a sales manager had a sales call, he or she or they can upload this sales call into the platform. And so the sales manager can upload the sales call into the platform, and then the platform starts running and gives you back a few things. It automatically provides you with a summary, which will be drafted towards the customer. Sales manager themselves can see where to improve based on the workflow. They get a short video of 1 to 1.5, maybe 2 minutes, in which the founder of the sales studio explains to you what you can do to get better sales meetings next time. And the manager of all those sales managers automatically gets a dashboard. So that's obviously a bit of an end game, but it is something that you can build with Twin AI. Not exactly sure, Leander, what that transcription AI is. I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't set it up. Probably Simon didn't do that either. There you have it. See you next week, Leander. Thanks for joining. At Regan, it's on support.twinai. I will share the link with you in a bit. I'm going to look it up. So the right category is explainer videos. So Simon already did it. No questions at all from anyone? I'm going to open the Slack. Maybe you have some questions there. Oh, Leander has a question. Great question, Leander. Yeah, we currently have an intern. So usually we are open for interns, but Simon, a CTO, maybe one of the other founders, they probably have a better say in this than I do. But you can send your contact details to me, projects@twinai.nl, and I will get you in touch with the right people. I'm not sure when our current intern will leave, but it's always nice to talk to some people, and maybe we can work together. By the way, our current intern, I think he's also studying international business at the moment. You might know him, Nick Money. He's also studying like business management, international business, something like that, I believe. Yes, Mark, thanks for joining, man. See you next time. I'm gonna go to Simon. I think we're going to call it a day. Oh, well, there you have it. Yeah, all right. Thanks, Access, for joining. See you next time. And I think we're going to call it a day, open up a beer, enjoy our weekend. So enjoy your weekend, guys and girls, everyone, and see you guys next time.